This video is going to cover creating a ticket management system within your CRM. When creating a ticket system, we will walk through creating a designated group, assigning specific users access into this group, customize your ticket settings for different update preferences, and block specific keywords to avoid unwanted ticket requests. Then we'll walk through assigning your ticketing team, building out your ticket categories. Then we'll dive into creating our own ticketing form. Once the form is created, we'll walk through how do you share or embed this ticketing form into any external sites. Then we'll wrap up by submitting and updating a sample ticket within your CRM. To get started, you want to make sure that you have a designated group for your tickets. All contacts that are added into this group will be notified of any incoming tickets or updates to these tickets. So it's best to have a designated group that your team can manage your ticketing system. To see the contacts who have access into your group, hover over the Contacts dropdown and select View. The contacts listed within this group should ideally be shared access members that have access into your CRM. To assign or customize these permissions, hover over the Settings dropdown and select Shared Access. Next, let's dive into the group settings. Within the Description tab, scroll down to the Optional heading. Within the Block Keywords area, you can define any words or phrases that will be used to scan incoming tickets. If these words are presented within the Details area of the ticket, it will be blocked from being entered into your CRM. This can be managed on an account level, group level, or within the ticketing form itself. Next, you can also limit your team members' access to these tickets. If you set this to yes, everyone within your group will be able to see the created tickets. If this is set to no, only the team members that are assigned tickets will be able to view those tickets. Otherwise, the main account holder and power users will have full access to seeing the tickets created within this group. To access the Ticket Manager, first make sure that you are in the correct group, then hover over the Apps dropdown and select Ticketing. This is where you'll see and manage all incoming tickets to your CRM. You can quickly create new tickets from this page by clicking on the drop-down menu to see the ticketing forms that you have previously created. Within your ticket team area, you can manage what type of actions each member of your team can perform. The View Team option gives this contact permission to see this ticket team panel. You can also then give them editing permissions for this area. The Reassign option gives this user permission for an open assigned ticket to now be reassigned to another person on your team. Delete updates allow the user to permanently delete ticket updates from a ticket. You can give your contact permissions to create, edit, and delete categories within your tickets. And the Edit form allows the contact to create, edit, or delete ticketing forms. Report Access can show response times for tickets from your team members. By default, all team members receive access to all tickets. By activating the Hide Updates to Other Assignees option, the user will only see updates from unassigned tickets and tickets that are assigned to that user specifically. Next, let's build out our ticket categories. These make up the types of questions or categories that are within your specific tickets. To get started, click to create a new ticket category and give your category a name. Then you can automatically assign this type of ticket category to anyone in your team. You can set an alert to the group if there's no response after a certain amount of time, as well as define the possible resolutions for this ticket once the ticket is set to be closed. This helps you track how the ticket has been resolved and starts generating reports about the types of tickets coming in and how you have handled them. Once this ticket is closed, you can have a specific workflow to trigger, which will allow you additional lead nurturing if needed. Once you have created your type of ticket category, continue to save. Once you have built out the types of categories you want to embed in your forms, from this page you can click to edit any of the categories, as well as click on the Resolutions tab to see the possible resolutions that are associated with your closed tickets. Next, we'll go into the Public Forms, where we build out our form and embed these categories. On the Public Forms page, you'll see all of the available forms created within this group along the left. From here, you can click to edit any of your public forms, or click on the HTML button to access the code or direct link to the specific form. To get started, let's create a new ticket form. Here you'll start by defining the name of your ticketing form, as well as select a header background color for the form. You can also use a banner or a logo for the form header. Within the header text area, you can add any content you want to display at the top of your form. You can use the toolbox to add any customizations to this content. Next, within the categories, identify which type of category you want to associate with this form. And this will create the drop-down menu from Contact to select from. You'll select a language preference for your form, then identify the groups which you want to add these contacts into. And you can also add logic to customize who gets added into a specific group. This is a great way to differentiate between different days of the week, sales reps, or even types of user fields that have been filled out. Below the groups, you can customize the font type and size for the form, as well as select if you want this information to overwrite the current CRM data in your contact record. And you can include a geolocation map into your form. Within the additional contact fields area, identify any type of fields you want the contact to fill out. Simply check the boxes associated with the specific fields and identify if this field is required for the contact to fill out through the form. You can click and drag the fields to reorder them, as well as add text options into your form. Your ticketing form is fully customizable, where you can even update the words on the form itself, which help the contact fill in the information. The form has a details area where contact can fill in additional information about the inquiry. You can make this required, optional, or not shown on the form. You can update the word details to a different type of text, as well as manage if this text box includes the toolbox or just a simple text area. In the initial details area, you can add default text to show for the contact, which helps to make sure that the contact gives you the appropriate details you need. When contacts are filling out your ticket, you have the option of allowing them to upload files. You can add custom CSS to this ticket to further customize it to fit with your brand. You can determine if you want this form to have a CAPTCHA for security, as well as customize the submit button text for your form. If you opt to use a custom button, use the drag and drop functionality to create a button that works with your brand. Here you can adjust all details surrounding your button, including adding button arrows, as well as hover effect when contacts click to submit their ticket. Now that you've outlined your ticket categories, information, and design, let's talk about what happens after the ticket form has been submitted. Within the after form submission area, you can define details such as a thank you message URL and where you want this URL to show, who the emails are coming from and their email address. For new ticket emails, you can send a copy to the opener of the email. You can update the subject line, masthead, or headline for these new ticket notifications, as well as add text into the new ticket email intro. Next, for ongoing ticket updates, you can define the follow-up ticket email settings. Here, you can set who you want to notify for these ticket updates. This includes everyone, which is the ticket opener and the ticketing team, or you can keep it internal by default. You can update the follow-up ticket subject lines, masthead, or headlines, as well as add additional text into this email for reference. For the team author signatures, you can define how you want the signatures of your team to show within the ticket updates. Here you'll define how you want your team signatures to show, or you can create a custom team signature to add to all of your updates. The last section to update is the More Options area. Once tickets have been submitted within your account, you can activate specific workflows to trigger for these contacts. You can also start them on a specific journey defined within your account. You can also set up auto reminder emails to be sent to the ticket opener after a certain amount of time since the ticket was created. If your team has updated the client's ticket and there's been no response after a certain amount of time, you can activate a specific workflow to trigger. You can also activate the option to forbid reopening closed tickets, and you can request quality feedback from the client once the ticket has been closed. Just like within the group settings we covered earlier, you can block specific keywords in this ticket. And finally, you also have the option to set up your Gmail schema. This allows for a special confirmation button to be added into the inbox subject line where users can click to confirm your forms. Once you are ready, continue to save the form. Once your form has been saved, you'll now see it as an option along the left. To test or embed your form, click on the HTML button to the right of your specific form. Here you'll get all the source code you need to embed your form into any external site. For example, you can have a direct link to the form, you can embed this form into an iframe, or you can also create a tab along the left side of your website using the embedded form code below. Simply copy-paste this HTML code into your web pages to make it active on your site. To test this, click on your specific form link. Here you'll see the form that we just created, and all of the categories will be listed as the drop-down along the top. Here your contact can fill out the required information, add the security captcha code, and submit their ticket. Since we automatically assign this ticket category to a member on our team, this ticket will be available within the open area. From here you'll see the ticket details, and you can click the View or Make Updates button for this ticket. When making ticket updates, you can also add CC emails to notify for this ticket update. You can print the ticket information, as well as transfer the ticket from the ticket opener to another contact. Below the ticket update, you can also change the ticket status. If you change the status to closed, you'll now see the possible resolutions we set up for the specific tickets. Next, you can verify the audience on who you want to send this update to. Otherwise, you can also check or uncheck the options to send your email updates. Then continue to save your ticket updates. Finally, you can also add these ticket updates into your internal wiki knowledge base. To do this, hover over the ticket update, then click the Add to Wiki icon along the right. Here you'll define your article name, then select a specific group, if this is embedded as a top-level article, or if you want to add this into an article already created. To delete a ticket update, make sure that you have the right permissions. Then you can simply click on the red delete icon to the right of the specific update. Reach out to our support team if you have any other questions regarding setting up your tickets within your CRM.